Video number 3. Number 3, alright. Let's take a look at how to tell if a photo is altered in the first place. First of all, look at the edges. I mean, edges of anything. A person's body, hands, head, hair, face. To catch if there are pixelations, unnatural blurriness, disproportions. Because the most common altering done in Photoshop is merging images on top of each other. And that is copying some parts from one image and layering onto another image. And in my opinion, especially with portraits, it's relatively easier to catch these alterations. And remember, many of us thought something was off with Princess Catherine's photo, especially her face in relation to her body and her children. When we went into Photoshop and played with the contrast and shadow, there is in fact a horizontal line stretching across her chest, indicating that around her head was cut out and replaced from another image. And also remember, as humans, we have that innate knowledge of human physiology, and that influences us in perceiving proportions in images of people. So definitely use that gut feeling. Look out for blurry edges, pixelations, and what was the third one? Cutouts. Because all those details signal for digital manipulation. Second one, look for the primary light source. Because in the images that are extensively edited, you'll find apparent, clear, inconsistent lighting. In Princess Catherine's case, she merged photos shot under the same light around the same time, so you cannot really say there's inconsistency in her images. And I think that was a smart move on her end as well to do it that way. Since we're on the topic of royal family, let's take a look at an old Christmas photo or old Christmas card, I think, from Duke and Duchess of Sussex with their son Archie. Okay, I'll put the photo somewhere here. I don't know where I'll do it. Take a look at Meghan Markle's face. So you see her face in the background, perfectly clear and perfectly highlighted and super sharp. But in a low light environment like this one, the images don't come out that well defined. There will be loss of detail. Images will appear distorted. Also, I can tell that the photo is intended to have a shallow depth of field effect. This effect is supposed to give this photo a candid look with the baby in focus in the foreground while the parents out of focus in the background. But the thing is that her being as much focused as the baby just goes against the principles of shallow depth of fields. There are more red flags around this photo, from Harry's pixelated face to baby's unnatural head position. I won't go into that, but I can easily say that this photo has been subjected to some horrendous editing. But let's move on. Speaking of lighting, readjusting shadows in Photoshop are super tricky, so if an image is altered, some of the shadows will be discontinued or appear where they shouldn't. And this could be another clear sign of editing. Of course, the third one is metadata. We can't forget about metadata, because this is how the media knew about the technical details of Princess Catherine's photo. We learned about the data and time photo was taken, geolocation data, which is their family home in Windsor, Photoshop as the photo editing software, what computer this photo is saved and how many times, camera model and lens used, camera setting of the shoot. I mean, we learned quite a bit of their photo. And metadata is not foolproof on its own, but also you don't want to overlook. Based on that information, I would say that creation timestamp, geolocation, and camera settings are really important in metadata, because you can then catch the potential discrepancy between the timestamp and the time of the event that's depicted in an image, and cross-reference that with the location of the shoot. Does it make sense? It makes sense to me. Obviously, I'm sharing that, but let me know in the comments. And also, when you know what camera and lens combination is used, you get a bigger picture of what's possibly can be achieved in an image. You know, the camera settings on the light sensitivity, focal length will help you understand the circumstances in which the image was taken. Okay, definitely let me know if it makes sense in the comments, okay? To wrap up, the edges and the lighting are the first things you can call out right off the bat, right? Trust your eyes, as the current AI tools have not developed well enough to be foolproof yet.
Remember, sleeping over was optional.
Check the metadata to see if anything like really obvious jumps out, like the wrong date and time or settings that wouldn't make sense for the photo. In theory, you can request the original file for further inspection, but as in the case of royal family photo, they've refused to provide the original file to the press. Rightfully so. In my opinion, you can't really force people to give up the original file, which makes the new video's topic. I'd like to talk with you next about why you should never ask for the raw file of the photo. If you're a customer especially, I'll tell you why you don't need to ask your photographer for this. Just like the use of Word Photoshop, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's the first video of the series. This is the next thing that bothers me, and I want to make it clear once and for all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.